In the past, women in video games have been overlooked at best and poorly written fan service at worst. Thankfully though, things are now changing. Women actually do play video games, believe it or not, and they are worth writing about, and they do sell. Female protagonists are part of a growing trend in video games as developers look to branch away from the burly macho men of yesteryear. As always, the indie scene is always doing a fantastic job of providing us with layered and flawed characters. So with that in mind, here are the top 10 female video game protagonists out of a list of 28. Tales of Berseria is the first game in the Tales series to both feature a female protagonist and is also the best Tales game in years. It tells the story of Velvet Crow, who grows up in a quiet village that is soon ravaged by demons brought on by an event known as Demon Blight. This event causes Velvet to become possessed and mutate into a sort of demon-eating demon who hunts demons. Say that 3 times fast. But what allows Velvet to stand out is the fact that she's your unconventional female RPG character, taking on the archetypically male role of an aggressive, bloodthirsty, revenge-driven monster slayer. While the original Tomb Raider games did feature a tough female protagonist, there was another focus to her design as well. The newest incarnation of Lara Croft is a well-proportioned, slightly more suitably dressed young woman who goes beyond simply being the strong female protagonist and moves into the realm of being a fully realized character who is flawed, makes mistakes, takes risks, makes judgment calls, learns, grows, changes, and becomes a better version of herself. She is incredibly human. The game certainly struggles with a lot of narrative dissonance as Lara gets teary-eyed over killing a deer in a cutscene, only to then silently mow down several humans with an automatic rifle 30 minutes later. But that's a mechanical oversight rather than bad writing. Lara is still excellent. Celeste is a game about anxiety, overcoming personal fears, and moving through an existential crisis. It's a beautifully written game with outstanding platforming mechanics and, best of all, a complex and believable female protagonist. Named Madeline, not Celeste. Celeste is the mountain. It's like a whole Frankenstein situation. Not really, but what Madeline's journey up the mountain is a physical manifestation of the hero's journey, as they grow and learn and fall and fail and change along their way. She is a young girl trying to achieve something great for nobody's sake but her own. She wants something to be proud of, and this is what she's chosen. It's your job to help her get there. The big reveal at the end of the original Metroid that Samus Aran is in fact a woman is decades old now, but it's always worth remembering that this badass space bounty hunter who fights pirates and traverses hostile terrain is also a woman. Most players were probably like, wait, she's a woman? I swear I thought she was a dude because... While Samus may not be an outstanding character in terms of her writing, character development, dialogue, and interactions, she's an excellent character when judged on her actions. Samus visits a myriad of planets, each with their own dangers to survive and mysteries to uncover. Using her wits and her physical strength, Samus must survive and succeed in her mission, and ensure that you have fun while she's doing it. Her suit and ship designs also remain some of the coolest in gaming history, untainted by time and nostalgia. The Uncharted quadrilogy is all about Nathan Drake and his bromance with Victor Goddamn Sullivan. In each of the 4 mainline games, White Man Drake teams up with older White Man Sully to fight off hordes of their fellow men. While Drake is not overly masculine and is pretty funny, he can still become tired as a character. And so the launch of Lost Legacy, which allows you to finally embody fan favorite supporting character Chloe, was a welcome one. Paired up with the sort of villain of Uncharted 4, the South African mercenary leader Nadine, Chloe embarks on her own Uncharted journey, allowing you the opportunity to enjoy all of the witty banter and teamwork that we've come to enjoy from Uncharted games, but with 2 tough ladies instead. It's really refreshing. While she might be all skimpy clothes, suggestive comments, and the occasional streak, Bayonetta is undeniably a tough woman. Unafraid of everything she comes up against, that includes God. No, really, Bayonetta doesn't cower in the face of danger. In fact, she laughs in it, kicks it, and grinds it into the dirt with high heels, which are also guns and sometimes swords. Bayonetta has fun in every moment of combat, and you have fun right along with her. Her posh English accent and her librarian glasses wonderfully juxtapose her frantically murderous actions. Her obsession with style melds perfectly with the obsession of the game itself with substance, making for a perfectly balanced action game. Ellen Ripley, one of cinema's most beloved badass women and one of the coolest sci-fi and horror movie heroes of the 20th century. In the incredible homage to the original Alien film, Alien Isolation, you play as Ripley's daughter, Amanda. Following in her mother's footsteps, Amanda finds herself in a similar, though arguably far more dangerous situation than her mother as she traverses the mostly abandoned space station. She is tasked with using her wits to outsmart her pursuers, one of which is the deadly hunter Xenomorph, as she hides, crafts weapons, and learns her environment to survive. She is every bit the woman her mother was. More than just a game starring a female protagonist, Child of Light's hero is a young girl lost in a fantasy world. Aurora has found herself in a fairy tale book after grieving the death of her mother. A subtle allegory for the struggles of working through depression, this game treats you to a beautifully designed and animated world of fairy tale creatures and settings, a world that imbues Aurora with the gift of flight and the power to fight back against the darkness of her mind. Aurora is strong not only in the physical sense, but also mentally strong as well. As a result, Aurora is able to survive just about anything, including her own depression. The game is also a joy to play, and one of those rare games that's truly suitable for, and recommended to, all ages. Similar in many ways to Child of Light, although infinitely more frightening and intimidating and gory, Hellblade's titular protagonist Senua is absolutely one of the greatest female protagonists we've seen in an age. Senua is a young woman wading through the murk of her own mental health. As voices in her mind play tricks on her and lie to her, demons manifest out of thin air in an attempt to halt her progress, as the world around her shifts and changes, denying her the use of her senses and logic. As a result, Senua must battle her way through Helheim. She is a woman who is worthy as much sympathy as she is worthy of praise. Her journey is the fight against her own demon, and the game never makes it clear if there truly are demons or just ones of her own making. Either way, her ability to survive them makes Senua a female protagonist to be studied and learned from for years to come. There has not been a female protagonist more celebrated, better crafted, better voiced, and better executed in years than Aloy of Horizon Zero Dawn. This clever, strong, charming, resourceful, beautiful, and tenacious woman is the epitome of modern gaming protagonists, and the game she stars in is near flawless to boot. Aloy has been born into a gorgeous post-apocalyptic world inhabited by really cool-looking machine dinosaurs, and she must conquer this land, discover who she really is, see her journey to its end, and aid in the trials and tribulations of those she meets, from farmers to kings. Aloy is very much your typical stalwart savior of this world fantasy hero archetype, but she is also a powerful woman who is not fetishized, lazily designed, or patronized even for a moment. She is a perfect video game protagonist, and she is also a woman. She's the best.